Hello there guys and welcome, it's Niran here and today it is time for more FIFA 14 Aston Villa career mode. I apologise, it's been over a week. I always try to leave it less than a week to do a career mode video, but I suppose there was that stage where there were 3 career mode videos in 6 videos that I uploaded, so I suppose that was a bit of a spree. It's been a bit of a break, but we are right at the end of the season now really. There's only 3 more Premier League games after this episode to play. So there should only be about 2 episodes after this one, and then we'll be at the end of the season. I'll probably do a little bit of a review and a bit of a awards, like player of the season and stuff, and all the statistics and all of that. But just looking at the calendar now, before we get into this, this episode will be 2 games. We'll be rounding off April in this episode. We'll be playing Manchester City in the semi-final of the FA Cup, a huge game there. We're at Wembley already, but we'll be trying to get to Wembley in a final this time. Of course, we lost in the semi-final of the Capital One Cup, so we'll be looking to try and get to a final of the Domestic Cup this time. And then next month in May, we will be playing Hull at home, Southampton at home, and then Spurs, possibly even with an FA Cup in order. Now, this is what will be going down on the last game of the season. Now, it's all well and good us going out and trying to play as well, but we need to see what the teams around us will be doing and who they'll be playing. So Chelsea will be away at Cardiff. That's pretty much a game they should win, Cardiff being bottom of the table going into this game. Liverpool are at home at Newcastle. That's a game they could win. Newcastle sort of higher mid-table sort of area. Manchester City not really in the title race. Man U away at Southampton. That could be a bit of a difficult one, but not as difficult as our game, which is away at Spurs. So out of the 4 teams in the top 4 at the moment, we probably have the hardest, the trickiest of the games. Now moving on to the first game of this episode, we are of course playing Manchester City. Fatigue was a little bit of a problem, but there was, of course, as you saw on the calendar, a week until the next game, so if they were in light green, you could probably still play them, to be honest. Jure Zakore, just about the minimum that you could have going into a game. I wanted to really have a very strong team, though, going into this one, because, of course, it's a cup competition. I like to play the youth players a lot of the time in the run-up, but this is the big time. This is the semi-final against Manchester City. We've got to be playing a big team. Max Meyer, however, gets into the team because I've not really been happy with how Nzogby has been playing recently, and Ashley Westwood was a little bit too tired. So I played Max Meyer because I've been really impressed with how he's been playing, despite not really getting the ratings he deserved. But Chelsea, for God's sake, even says on the screen for crying out loud, but Manchester City, sorry, is what I was trying to say, have a really good team. And here it is, Joe Hart, of course, in goal, with Mika Richards, Lescott Company, and Clichy at the back. Guy Clichy really OP and really quick. Milner, they somehow have Ozil, and they also have Santi Cazorla. But 2 strikers up front that you wouldn't really expect to be starting for Manchester City, being John Guidetti, the Swedish striker, and Stevan Jovetic. But the first chance of the game going to Zakaria Bakli there, just curling an effort at Joe Hart. But Joe Hart there with a really easy save in the end. Just 5 minutes later, though, a good ball forward there for Benteke. Gael Clichy miscontrols it. Benteke gets the ball, plays it for Bruma on the overlap, and he cuts back, puts a ball into the box. And what an attempt that was from Van Ginkel. A great save there from Joe Hart. The overhead kick, from Van Ginkel. But just 4 minutes later, that happens. Bruma scores in the semi-final at Wembley to give us a 1-0 lead against Man City. We've been completely dominating this game. Manchester City hadn't even been in our half, practically. The deflected shot, though, from Benteke falling to Bruma, and his deflected shot going past Joe Hart. Really harsh luck on Manchester City and Gael Clichy. But it gave us a 1-0 lead. They're a really, really just bread goal. There's so many words that you can describe it with, but just 4 minutes later, and Bakali scores, and now it's 2-0. A great bit of work from Van Ginkel and Delph finding Bakali on the overlap, and he just slots it past Joe Hart calmly with the finesse. There, Meyer giving it to, not Van Ginkel, Meyer, I think, actually giving the ball to Delph, and Bakali slots it in. In fact, I might have been right the first time. It doesn't really matter, though. But Bakali gives us a 2-0 lead. Now, moving on into the 23rd minute, surely it can't get any better. Van Ginkel cuts back, gives it to Meyer, and it's 3-0. And at this point, I'm just confused. I'm more confused than anything else. I'd be happy, but I was too confused to be happy. How we were beating Manchester City 3-0 this convincingly. It wasn't even as if Man City had been really unclinical, if that's even a word. But a nice layoff there from Meyer to get the assist and give it to Benteke. It's like Man City just didn't turn up, but they did turn up at the half-an-hour mark. Bruma giving the ball away, and Guidetti there converting the cross from, I think, Santi Cazorla. Yeah, Santi Cazorla. There, good goal from John Guidetti. He's a very good player, and I think in real life he should be given more of a chance by Manchester City. That's not going to happen, but on this game he's getting a bit of a chance, and he just... I don't know why Akore and Vla were so close together. I don't know why Klein was marking John Guidetti, but Obviously, Guidetti being a lot more powerful in the air than Klein. He got the goal just 3 minutes after, though. Benteke with a decent chance and they're forcing a good save from Joe Hart. But right on the verge of half-time, a good header there from Jovetic for, I think, Santi Cazorla's cross again, maybe Ozil. Really good cross, that one, actually, first time. But a good save from Robert Zieler. Then Van Ginkel played through Gael Clichy, unfortunately. Very quick, very OP, and Van Ginkel having to rush the shot, and it's easily saved from Joe Hart. But then, a few minutes later there, Benteke with another header, again easily saved by Joe Hart. But Jovetic steals the ball from Yuri Zakori, gives it to Negredo. He gets the ball back and just smothered there by Zieler. Technically a double save after catching it the second time. But a good save, a good bit of work there from Zieler, keeping us in the game. And Joe Hart just about keeping Man City in the game there in the 90th minute. And he would do again as Delph found Weimann in a lot of space. He tries to drag it across the goalkeeper, but he's unable to find the net. And it ends 3-1. We are in the FA Cup final. That is the scenario here. We're in the FA Cup final, and we're going to be playing Manchester United, in fact, in that FA Cup final against Wembley. The first time we've got into the final of a cup, and in the first season, this is awesome. This is just brilliant. Christian Benteke gets man of the match. Good ratings there for Delph, as well as Klein, Akore, Zieler, and Bruma there. Van Ginkel getting a 6.9, a pretty decent rating, and Weimann doing well after coming off the bench to get a good rating there as well, with Lowton getting a 7 as well. But I got a scouting report just after that from Mr. Craig from Italy. A lot of AC Milan there players on this one, and Cagliari players as well, sorry. But they're a Colombian centre-back called Gerson Vergara there taking my interest. And Tin Jedvaj from Roma, he's 69, so that when the game starts, I think he's got something like 85 potential. Eduardo Vargas of Napoli also going on the shortlist. A few other players there like Raja Nainggolan as well, and Ricardo Alvarez of Inter Milan. But this is the first time I've heard anything about this. Apparently this saga's been going on for a while, according to my game. But Andreas Weimann is unsettled at this club. Now, I might have put this in a video ages ago and just forgotten. But Andreas Weimann, apparently too far away from home. He is registered as Austrian on this game, although technically I think he was born in England. But still, Andreas Weimann, a bit unsettled. He's a player that we could replace, but he's a player I don't really want to have to replace. He's a great player. I do enjoy playing with Andreas Weimann. He's got great work rate. Now, big tit up from me, if that's even a phrase. Forgot to actually change the team going into the Swansea game. So here is the team that I was playing. It's basically the same as the one that I just played. Bar Nathan Baker is literally the stock setting, basically, from what is on the team management. I just blanked. I just completely zoned, gormed out. I mean, whatever word you want to use. And just forgot to change the team. It didn't really matter a huge amount, because it was actually probably close to the team I would have put out anyway. But Benteke there, forcing a save from Michel Vorm in the 4th minute after a good cross there from Delph. Delph then forcing his way into the area and hitting the post after Benteke's shot is blocked. That was the ultimate P-roller there, just rolling onto the post. Really not even bouncing back. Backley then hit the post after being played in by Max Meyer, who had an absolute stonker of a game. He then cut inside 2 minutes later and forced a great save as well from Michel Vorm. Really, Meyer has a lot of power in his shots. He actually forced a good save from Joe Hart in the Man City game. I forgot to put that highlight in, unfortunately. But we would go in front after Michu had a chance at the other end. Literally 2 minutes after we get a corner, Benteke's original header, and Nathan Baker there to nod it in. Not the original poacher, not as someone you'd expect to be poaching and nodding in a ball just in front of Michel Vorm, the goalkeeper, who had been having an absolutely awesome game up until that point. But Nathan Baker with his first goal of the season, well, his first goal for Aston Villa, full stop. But what a boring second half. That, though, a great way to end it, with Bruma getting a great goal, Benteke with a great reverse pass, and Bruma just blasting it into the top corner. Baker's goal was just before half-time. This was the 86th minute. That pretty much sums up how boring the second half was until after that point, where Swansea just came alive. Boney should have scored, really should have scored, but Lamar putting the ball into the box for Pozuelo, and what a volley that is. I'm not going to lie, it's a great finish there from Pozuelo. Don't know what his first name is, don't know if he even has a first name, to be honest. But a Spaniard there, giving Swansea a bit of a consolation goal, making the last few minutes a little bit tense, but we should have held out. We did in the end, didn't want to spoil it, but I have now anyway. But it was 2-1. The goal difference taking a hit yet again, as per usual. We seem to only ever win goals by one by one goal. And that was the end. That was literally one of the last kicks of the match there before Bruma dithered with it on the halfway line. But we did win the game 2-1 at the Liberty Stadium, even though it's not called the Liberty Stadium on this game. But Pozuelo there with the goal for Swansea, and the 2 goals there, one from Bruma and one from Nathan Baker for us. Good rating, of course, from Baker with that goal, but Max Meyer getting man of the match. Really enjoyed playing with him. Vlaar, Van Ginkel and Benteke also getting good ratings, as well as Bruma getting a 7.4 for that goal. Now, here, I've decided after a huge amount of waiting to reject both of these offers. The Colombian one was a little bit harder to reject with the players they've got, like Falcao and Victor Barbo and the such like. But Sweden was a bit of an easier choice. They've only got really Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Although it would have been really fun to play with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I don't think it's really worth it to have a pretty terrible other end of the team. Although John Guidetti develops into a good team. I suppose they've got Seb Larsson. But it's a decent team, but I decided to reject that. Here is the table, though, however, to end this episode on what? Look at how tight it is at the top, although a few games in hand for a few teams around the top, but the top four covered by only 3 points. Chelsea there on 75, Man U on 74, and then us and Liverpool there on 73. We dropped to 4th in this episode, but we are now guaranteed Champions League football ahead of Spurs with an unsurmountable gap back to them. Manchester City there in 6th, and Arsenal climbed somehow to 7th from 13th earlier in the season. Down at the bottom, it's also tight there with everyone down from Hull in the relegation zone, in the relegation battle even. Hull there 2 points ahead of Sunderland, Crystal Palace and Norwich, although Cardiff look as if they're probably down. Nevertheless, I hope you've had a good day. I've done that the wrong way round. I gormed again. I'm sorry. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. There we go. Comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much. And I hope you have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. And with the season ending, will we be able to claim the title or will we just be able to get top 4? Have a good day, and goodbye.